are here, carefully tending to our wounds, naming the pain, giving ourselves space to safely break so healing may begin, taking care not to exaggerate our strength, not afraid to cry for help, thankful for community, surviving our scars, living on, we are here. This was a tweet by Flo Masebe on Twitter that I screenshot from someone. I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I screenshot this from someone's WhatsApp story. Yeah. Welcome to Call It Growth. Welcome to the podcast. In Call It Growth, I support my necessary healing, growth, and connection to myself and the world. And I do so alongside anyone and everyone that finds safety and comfort on this space. I think I'm happy with this introduction. I also think that quote that I've just read, for me, fully enclosed my sentiments for my current moment and the way that I would like to view the rest of my life. It is important. I think anytime I come across something, text, video that is written in the sense that I not only relate to how it acknowledges and pays homage to where we are now in a healthy and healed way, but it also allows space to imagine and look forward and see ourselves in ways that are bigger than what we can imagine. Where it says we are not afraid to cry for help, we are carefully tending to our wounds, we are living on. This, for me, feels like allowing myself to dream. And as you can tell from the title of this video, if you're watching on YouTube, podcast, if you're watching on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, I want to create space for myself to think and imagine my 2023. So I've called my vision board Vision 2023. I don't know, it sounded cool, but also isn't 23 like Jordan year or something? I don't know the significance of that, but it sounds really cool and I resonate with being cool. I've went back and forth with deciding whether or not I wanted to go through vision boarding with this space or on this space and the people that consume this content. The reason why I did not want to do, I started wanting to do it. I don't want to lie. I started saying, I'm going to build a vision board, and my vision board is still in progress. And I'm going to share with people how my vision board or what my vision board looks like and how I was able to think through those items on my vision board. And I've been vision boarding, I think, since 2020. So I did a vision board in 2019 or 2020 for the next year. I've not kept towards the goals for 2022, and I'm okay with that because it was a wild year. But I really wanted to do it again. I wanted to do Vision 2023 for myself, for like a process that I need to go through to identify areas that I want to see growth and achievement in. And so I wanted to share that with the podcast. And then I saw a lot of people saying, I'm not going to do a vision board for next year because I did it for this year. And what happened? God, spirit, universe just decided to throw me far away from where I was meant to be. A lot of people saying they don't want to place pressure on themselves. They kind of just want to go through the year and see what the year holds. And I fully see that. I fully get why people would do that. I also think there is a part of us who see and think about vision boarding as, a something that brings a lot of pressure, where we are afraid to put things out there in case we experience failure. I think some of us don't want to mention or put it into words, the things that we see for ourselves, because that feels like we're jinxing it, or we are putting into the universe so that it gets sabotaged. And I fully get that, because I've also made goals for myself where those goals didn't pan out the way that I imagined. In fact, some of them not achieved at all, and it really felt like a betrayal of myself. But I still want to dream. I still want to have goals for myself. I still want to do better. I still want to continue sprouting into versions of myself that I cannot imagine. But also the other thing is, I have a lot of anxiety now more than ever around not having a plan and not seeing where I'm going, what I'm doing, and not having a place to go back to review and say, oh, this is exactly why we started, so let's keep going. Do you know what I mean? So I wanted to do it, but I think I won't take the format of showing you my vision board, going through the tedious process of why these things are important. I think we all want better things for ourselves. We know that I don't have to motivate why some of the goals that I have for myself are important, but I do want to motivate why I've segmented my goals into 6 categories, and I'm just going to speak through those categories and why they matter. And I might do this in 2 parts, but in the second part of this video, I want to share why it is important for me to continue dreaming and what are the ways that I can support my dreams and my goals, right? I have 3 ways that I've spoken about, but I do want to speak to them, right? So I have visions for myself in my career, right? I have career as a segment that encompasses any learning, education, and professional development, as well as like professional career. So my work, so like a corporate job or my creative job, which I've just ventured into now. I think what is important for me in those aspects is being selective. I really want to be selective next year with the things, in 2023, with the things that I want for myself. I'm currently in a job search season, and maybe I'll speak about this in another video. But this process is tiring. It is exhausting. It is frustrating. So I really want to be able to, and someone said that we are as important to new candidates are as important to companies as companies are important to us. So we have the full right and responsibility to be selective and be take more ownership of the decisions we make as we look for work. So I've just completed a professional development course, and that was that went good. I was motivated throughout, and it was just in the end of the year. I was motivated throughout. I kept trying to get my energy, my focus, my engagement to like a level that I was satisfied with, and I did well in that. And so I know that I can do it. Now it is not a question of whether or not I can do things. It is a question of whether or not I want those things for myself. Shout out to my mentor, because in our conversations, they have done such a good job. Well, not a good job, but I do commend them for being such aware, and I think they were very committed to the process, and they identified a lot of similarities in the people that we are, to a point where they made sure that they said things to me that were important for my growth and my career development. But I must always be aware of the challenges that I will face. I don't want to speak into detail about what our conversations were. I think I'm so much more aware of what I possess and what I can offer in a corporate environment, in my learning, in my growth, in the way that I want to evolve as a professional, as a podcaster, as a video content creator. I'm so much more aware of my capabilities that I'm in no position, and I think I need to really sharpen this and affirm this for myself, that I am in no position to accept anything that I know is not for me. In my gut, I will feel it, that certain things are just not for me, and I need to be okay with that. It is tough. It is very, very tough when you're so desperate for the next thing for yourself, when you're literally waiting for the next thing that will just accept you, or the next thing that will just change your current situation. But some things are just not meant for us. And I think for vision for 2023, I need to be really, really solid in my acceptance of this, right? That's for my career. The second thing is my health. In the previous years, I've done, and a lot of people will say this about vision boarding, is that not only put the things that you will do, but put how you're going to do that. Things change, right? I could decide today that how I want to address challenges with my health is by working out 3 times a week. But what I need to be doing a little bit more from the start of the new year, in fact now, is to do so in a more intuitive manner, is to be more aware of the things that my body requires and the things that I enjoy, so that I can continue serving my body and myself and my health in that way. It is not, and I've failed at keeping up with a workout schedule. I don't know if it is a matter of discipline or commitment. I don't think that is my process. Discipline could be a process for other people. But for me, especially in working outs and all of that, I don't think that is my process. I don't know what my process is yet, but I think it's more intuitive and self-serving. So for my health, I really do want to see myself gravitate towards flow and movement and presence and wellness and mindfulness, especially for my mental health, but in a way that really serves me and in a way that I really, really enjoy. I don't enjoy meditating. I don't know why. I'm too restless for meditating. So that's not one thing that I'm going to say I'll start doing next year. I want to do yoga. I'm going to walk. I'm going to eat homemade food. I enjoy cooking a lot, so I'm going to eat homemade food. I'm going to eat intuitively. And trigger warning, I might have recognized that I struggle with my relationship to food, right? So one of the things that I really do need to address next year is the way that I deal with food. And I've been in this process before where I wanted to follow an intuitive eating sort of process. And I think from right now, I'm trying, but I'm not there yet. I'm also just letting myself have a little, chill, because it is that time. But I do want to be more intentional in addressing the areas of health, mental, physical wellness that I know I struggle with. I think also just with my body image, for the past couple of months, I've been struggling a lot with looking at myself. I don't know where that comes from, but I know that I'm taking less pictures. I'm dressing up a lot less, and I don't know what that is about, but I want to be able to embark on a process to address that, right? So that is more of a mental health process. So I really want to be intentional with the things that are for me and the things that are not for me. I put a stop. It's not that deep, but I put a stop to subscribing to structures and models and workout regimes and being shouted at for not having discipline. I will not have that. I do not deserve that. I did not get here easily, right? So I don't expect it to be easy for me to move from where I don't want to be, right? So I want to be a lot more gentle with myself and a lot more intentional about the things that I want. So that's for my health. The other thing is my finances. Here, discipline is for me. I need to have discipline. And I think a lot of people who may have grown up where there was instances in your life where there was no money, right? Or you currently don't have money, a lot of money to go around. And the first thing you will do when you get any amount of currency, you're doing the things that you love. And I think that is perfectly fine. I think I need to be more moderate with how I allow myself to enjoy things in life. I think I'm always going to prioritize enjoying doing something I like, doing my nails, doing my hair, not right now, but when I do eventually get to the point where I can afford those things, I will prioritize any ounce of self-care, and then I can prioritize other things. But because there's been so much responsibility and so many things that I think I want, like insurance and life covers and all of these things, I think when I do start getting a regular stream of income or getting an adequate income, I need to be more structured and more prepared, right? More prepared to handle the amount of money that will flow into my life, right? And I need to be more moderate. I need to be more proactive, more preemptive, right? About managing money well, managing finances well. I also think that with finances, I do want to be in a space where I can actually manifest more money. And if you are someone that does not believe in that process, maybe skip 5 minutes from now. But I've been in a space where I've been so strong in my manifestations of income streams and opportunities, and even when there were areas in my life that I wasn't doing well, but that one area was really, really good. So I want to get to a space where I can do that again, but do it effectively and with more success. I really want to see more financial success for myself in the new year. I cannot accept anything less. I will not put myself in positions of discomfort and danger, and I will not do that. That's not the person I am. It makes me more unhappy. It makes me feel worthless when I'm doing miscellaneous work that I'm not proud of or I have ownership of. It makes me really feel bad to do that for money. So I will find opportunities where I can do so and still feel good about myself. I'm very positive about this. I cannot accept anything less. Then creative, right? So that's the fourth area of my life where I really want to see great things. I'm a creative. A lot of people that watch the podcast or watch the videos on a lot of people that tune into Call It Growth, they know I am a creative. Am I a good creative? I don't know, but I'm someone that really needs to see creation and art and do something that will stimulate me creatively. But I really want to be doing this in a more impactful way. I do have a website where I showcase local artists. We've been running for a while now and trying to monetize artwork. We haven't been successful at doing so at the scale that we want to do it. So next year, part of my creative expression and I think I'm strong creatively, but also technically I'm able to read and engage with new concepts quite easily. And I think I can really leverage that aspect of myself to put into things that I have ownership of. So I'm saying this because I'm finding it hard to say or to commit to a stream, right? Finding it hard to say, okay, I'm going to go to corporate and do a 9 to 5, or I'm going to fulfill the things that I've created. That's not feasible just because right now they are not lucrative and they're not able to sustain me for a long time, right? So for the long time, I need to have something that feels more secure, more security. And that's a question I get asked a lot in interviews. How am I going to be able to manage my creative career and, I guess, tech career? And I think I can. I am devising the way how, but I think my creative career is something that brings me a lot of joy, whether it is in creating videos or speaking on mental health, or not even in the career aspect of things, but being stimulated creatively, painting, building things, right? That is very important to me. And if I'm able to do so in a way that brings me some form of stability, I will commit to that. So for my creative career, I really want to be more assertive and more affirmative, more solid in pursuing that dream of mine, right? I want to be more strong in pursuing the dream of being a creative or being a contributor to the creative arts in big ways, in impactful ways, but in ways that I'm also proud of. And I know I can, if I was an artist full time, I would be able to benefit from. Then experiences. I think this is really obvious, but I want to curate really unimaginable experiences for myself. I think one of the biggest limitations for me in the past year was not having money. But I don't know. I think there are ways that I can achieve having incredible experiences without money. For the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to be more, especially with load shedding. I think I've tried to use my load shedding time to do something that I enjoy, right? To read while having wine and looking at the view, to go to the park and create like a mini picnic for myself and read and listen to the kids, laughing and screaming around. I do want that to be very intentional. Maybe do it for longer, because sometimes I feel really awkward just sitting by myself. But I want to create that comfort of doing things by myself, but also maybe initiating experiences with other people. So I want to be able to see and feel and entice all my senses through experiences and through new experiences, right? That I enjoy, that I get to, unleash parts of myself that I otherwise would not unleash if I'm sitting on my laptop doing work, editing, or something like that. That was the fifth. And the last thing that is very, very important for me for next year is relationships. I'm saying this because although I think I'm a good person, right? Point blank, I think I'm okay. Like, I wouldn't complain. I do think I'm having a bit of challenge with relationships, friendships, family, intimate. I have a lot of embarrassment for being a depressed person. I have a lot of embarrassment for living with anxiety. It varies every now and then. I'm able to channel that anxiety to show up in grand ways sometimes. But I carry a lot of shame on myself for not being able to show up just because I'm not feeling great, or I'm having an episode, or I'm triggered, or and I find that sometimes that forces me to isolate. And I think taking time to myself is really important. I have a tendency to want to do that, to avoid having to share what I'm feeling with other people, or with my family, or with my friends, right? This is a tough one. I just really think that, and I think in my video around holiday blues, I do speak a lot about developing social anxiety from what I think was a young age. I haven't been diagnosed yet with that, but I do think that I think I just develop anxiety around interacting with people, whether interpersonal, whether in a large group or large setting. It's something that I really think I want to address in the new year, just because I think that I deserve connection as well. And I've always been someone that I'm like, I don't have a large group of friends. I want a large group of friends. I don't know. I always witness people having Christmas party. What is it? Friendsgiving, Friendsmas. And I'm like, how do you people know so many people on a personal level? I don't know, but I might want that for myself somehow. I don't believe in keeping a small group of people around you. Do you share the same experiences with everyone in your life? Absolutely not. Not all your friends get to see all the parts of you. But I think that you could share parts of yourself with a lot of people in healthy ways. I don't think you have to limit yourself to having a small group of friends just because you want to maintain intimacy. We could differ on this opinion, but that's okay. I want to foster me being the person that initiates in friendships, me being the person and not feeling bad about that, because ultimately when I initiate, I know I'm also going to benefit from that. So I don't want to feel bad about always being the one that does things. No, I want to be able to communicate to the people around me that sometimes I feel like I'm doing a bit much or a bit more than you are, and allowing space for those people to communicate why that could be the case. So I really want to foster more connection, more community. And I think already just creating the podcast has allowed me to connect with a lot of people. And so through that, I'm hoping that it could develop into more friendship. I've been doing very well with communicating with my family. I just want that to continue. And we try to really create closeness. I really want closeness, connection, community, in a healthy way, in an intentional way. I don't want to continue fostering avoidance and neglecting important issues and operating the relationship on a superficial level. I can't have that. I can't have that anymore. I think also in my intimate relationships, I really want to be able to feel strongly in my individuality. I already do walk into relationships with that in mind already. That's something I cannot ever compromise. But I think I want to be able to be more solidified, feel more solidified when, for example, in intimate relationships, I'm not getting the things that I want, or I cannot offer things that other people want. I want to be able to feel okay with making decisions about whether or not that is a relationship I can keep or not, you know? So, yeah, in a nutshell, those are the dreams and visions that I have for the next year. Things that I don't want, they're gone. And I can do this. I feel like I can do this, whether or not I believe it as much as I need to, but I think I can. I know I can, right? Yeah, and in the second part of this video, I want to chat to you around the things that I know I can do for myself to support myself through my visions. See you in part 2.